Good morning and welcome, my friends, to another full day eating, but this one is a challenge. I was challenged by Derek Simnett to the Daily Dozen Challenge by Dr. Gregor, which is actually a really cool thing. So he has an app called the Daily Dozen that helps you track different really good foods that you should be eating. Basically, it's like a checklist of a dozen different foods that you should be getting in every single day so that you can get roughly all of the nutrients that you need in a day. This is a really good way to keep on top of things and make sure that you're eating all the different varieties of foods so you can get the vitamins and minerals that your body needs. So I think this is actually a really cool challenge, and I'm going to challenge people at the end of the video, so wait for that. But first off, we have this beautiful, delicious breakfast meal because a lot of you guys have been asking me to do more breakfast ideas since I usually do a smoothie. So this is a little bit of a turn on a tofu breakfast scramble. So basically all you got to do is, I didn't have an onion, but I would definitely start with a diced onion in a pan. Then you're just going to crumble tofu, I like the extra firm version, into a frying pan until it looks kind of like you know, the texture of a scramble. Then you're gonna put some sliced mushrooms in there. I use some purple cabbage sliced up in there as well. After that cooked down a little bit, I threw some salsa in there. Some no sodium salsa is like my favorite salsa in the entire world. It's so freaking good. And then I threw some rice in there, cilantro. I topped it with some chili powder, and then I have 3 baked tostadas. These baked tostadas have pretty much no fat. I think they have 0.5 grams of fat per each one of them, and 100 milligrams of sodium per each one of them. And that is it. That's it. The reason that I'm not going high fat in this, I would probably put guacamole in here if I was gonna eat this in the middle of the day, but I'm about to go hit a workout right after this. I'm gonna eat this while listening to my audiobook, Unbroken, which I'm freaking obsessed about. So I wanna hear what you guys think about that. Also, I really wanna hear, does anybody like cilantro as much as I do? I could put like pounds of cilantro in food. I know some people have like the genetic thing where it's like, tastes like soap to you. What do you think? You a cilantro fan? You not a cilantro fan? So, I just got out of my PT. I didn't have time to record about the food that I ate before I went in there. But what I made on the way out to PT is an ode to the channel from way back in the day. If you guys have been watching for a long time, you definitely know what I'm about to say. The mandilla. This is a quesadilla, but without any cheese. So this is just a tortilla with refried beans on it. And this time I actually put black beans in it, and then I also put nutritional yeast inside of it, and then another tortilla. And that's pretty much it, but you can put anything you want inside of that. It used to consist of a burrito-sized tortilla, so it was like 400 calories on the bottom, 400 calories on the top, a whole can of beans, and it used to be like a pound of cheese on there, so that's why it was called like the mandilla or whatever, because it was high calories. But that's what I just had, and I just haven't had it in a really long time. I wanted to bring it back to you guys. This is like one of the best meals you can make, like instantly. If you try this, I know you're gonna fall in love with it. I get people that snap me about this still, even years after I introduced you to the channel. Let's get home so I can track this on the Daily Dozen. All right, so here we are in the app, and you can see it's an app where it has a bunch of different check marks that you can just quickly check off as you go. And so with my first meal there, I got the greens in from the purple cabbage and a little bit of cilantro. I'll just count that as 1 serving of greens. The other vegetable is mushrooms. We've got a big old serving of mushrooms in there. The whole grains is from the brown rice. I already had like way more than the water is. It's like what is it, 350 milliliters for 1 serving. I've had like a gallon already because of the workout. Got my exercise in, and then I'm gonna check off the B12 because I just put the nutritional yeast in that mandilla. I also take a B12 supplement every 2 to 3 days, sublingual like liquid. I also got 2 more servings of whole grains from the tortillas there, but honestly we're gonna hit that big time over, no big deal. And then let's see, the beans, we got a serving of the refried plus a serving of black beans in there, so that's 2. And I think that's everything that was in there. All right, so I was at my PTs for quite a while, and now I'm really hungry, but I don't have a lot of time to cook because I definitely need to get like right into work. So I'm just gonna make a smoothie bowl, which is a great way to get berries in and also flax seeds. So I have 1 cup of blueberries here. I have, I'd say probably 3.5, maybe 4 frozen bananas cut into little slices. I have a scoop of the Perform Vivo raw protein. This is the acai and blueberry one because it works really well whenever you have any blueberries in your smoothie bowl. And then I have 2 tablespoons right here of flaxseed. Now this I used to put in all of my smoothies, but I kind of just got lazy with it. That's what's one of the cool things about this app that I'm using, the Daily Dozen thing, is it is kind of reminding me to use it. So I've got the ground flaxseed in there. It's a good way to get your omegas. And then I didn't want to put the spinach in there because it looks ugly on top of all this, but I'm gonna put this much spinach. That's gonna make it look really, really green and not so pretty, but hey, it's really good for you. And then I've got the Almond Breeze milk. So I've got almond milk here. I'm probably gonna use about 3, maybe 4 cups of this. Definitely wanna start trying to make this on my own. I saw Maddie Limburner doing that and I thought that was really, really cool. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna order a cloth online pretty soon here. This is always just a personal touch of mine. I like to put like a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of cacao nibs on there. And if I had coconut shreds, I would also probably use a tablespoon or 2 of that, but I definitely need to order that online as well. Now, I'm gonna take this, we're gonna blend it up. This is what it's gonna look like. And this is what the bowl is looking like. It's about to tip over the edge because there's so much of it, but this is an awesome way to get a bunch of calories in. Just for those of you who, struggle with getting a lot of calories in, smoothies are great because they don't have a lot of fiber, so they just digest really quick and don't take up a lot of stomach space. On top of here, you can see some of the cacao nibs that I got in there. Got a couple almonds. I also crushed up some walnuts and put those in there. Again, another thing that it's kind of reminding me to do, which is to get some nuts and stuff. So let's check off what we got here. Starting from the top, we got berries in this meal. We also got all of our other fruits from the bananas, and then greens for the spinach that we put in there, and we're not gonna have any trouble with the vegetables. And then flax seeds. We got 2 tablespoons of flax seeds, and then the nuts category done. So now all we need to do is vitamin D. We either need to go in the sunshine or take a vitamin D supplement. So we're gonna go in the sunshine pretty soon here. Need to use some spices later in my dinner, and then a few more vegetable columns and some beans, and that's pretty much it, man.
Look at you, you golden gleaming dog, huh? You're a golden gleaming dog.
Let's go. Let's go. Go outside. Go outside. So, like I was telling you guys, ooh, it's bright. I just finished emailing a bunch of people, and then I started editing a bit of Kurt's music video that we're working on, and the sun has about an hour and a half left, so we're trying to get out here and get that vitamin D in so I can check it off, man. So we're gonna do a little lap around the neighborhood, and I'm gonna take my shirt off because that's my little strategy right now to get a tan.
Tanning it up,
That's how you get the most vitamin D, is to open up your vitamin D pores, to pour into you. Roger! Roger! Oh, there you are. Hey, bud, come on down. Hey, how you doing, Roger? This is the neighbor's dog, and we just named him Roger. You guys probably have seen us talk about him a few times. Every time I call him out of his house, and he starts barking like this, and they have to be pissed off about it. I'm also rocking my awnings today. These are, as nature intended, they're like flat bottom, they're vegan, they're freaking awesome. I wear them every single day. Also, if you use my code, they'll give 10% of the purchase over to Mercy for Animals, which is a really awesome sanctuary. So check them out. Link is in the description below, as well as the coupon code. All right, we're gonna make some green bean casserole, fam, because it is absolutely amazing, super delicious, and super nutritious. You're gonna take a whole onion, dice it up, cook it in a frying pan with like 6 to a bazillion garlic cloves, also diced up and cooked. We also did some mushrooms in here that we're cooking down. I think we did like 6 of them sliced up. So once it is cooked down, all you're gonna need is 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. You could do a little bit more or less. You're gonna put that on while it's still dry, and then you're gonna kind of toss it around so they all get covered in the nutmeg. And then we're probably gonna use about a tablespoon of flour, but it really doesn't matter. You can use more or less, and as you see how thick this is, you can decide if you need more or less. We're just gonna put this up in here so that this can thicken up what we're about to put in here, which is veggie broth. A cup of veggie broth, and again, you can use like lower sodium or higher sodium. And then we're just going to toss in our green beans. So now we're just gonna get this to like a simmering point, and then we're just gonna let this simmer for like, I'd say about 10 minutes or so. Basically until the green beans are as moisture crunchy as you want them. And I know it looks simple, but it is like it's like magic how good it is. Like, it doesn't make sense because it's just those couple of ingredients and it's like 0 extra calories, but it's freaking amazing. And then while we wait for that to simmer, I am going to snack a little bit. This is like my favorite combo as of late. This La Salsa Chileno. It has no sodium in it, and it's just made of all the different vegetables. And so basically you're getting a ton of different veggies in. And then again, these are baked tostadas. So these are 50 calories per full tostada. And they only have 100 milligrams of sodium and pretty much no fat, 0.5 grams of fat per each one. So basically I'm just getting a ton of corn and a ton of veggies in. Oh yes. Alright, so my potatoes came out of the oven. These were in there at 400 degrees for like an hour and a half. This is 500 grams of potatoes, and I'm gonna do kind of like a little Mexican loaded potato. So I'm gonna take some avocado. This is just mashed avocado. It's not guacamole like in terms of having a bunch of extra spices or anything like that. I'm just gonna put it onto each one right here, and this is gonna be like the base top layer of each potato. Alright, and now we're just going to top each of these with a little bit of some black beans on there. And then that's pretty much gonna be it, except in addition to these little black beans. And then the final touch so that it looks good for Instagram. I feel like one of the most important things when you're making meals is if it's all kind of like one color, like a dark color, which is this obviously like black and green right here. You gotta have a contrasting color so that it looks poppin'. Starting with the beans, we've got the black beans in there, so we finally checked off all 3 beans. Cruciferous vegetables, we have that. That is going to be the green bean, but I think even if the green beans don't count for cruciferous, earlier we had purple cabbage, and then the other vegetable, which is going to be mushrooms or onions or garlic, whatever you want to count out of that. And then spices, it's supposed to be a 1/4 teaspoon of any sort of like a good, ground spice. So we used a full teaspoon of nutmeg. At the bottom here we have vitamin D, and we take care of that as well because we went into the sun. I think mushrooms also have vitamin D, I'm not sure. But there we go, man. We have checked them all off. Challenge complete. Thank you very much, Derek Simnett. All right, so the last thing I'm gonna have for tonight is something I've never tried before in my life. It is called farro or farro. I'm not really sure. I'm sure somebody out there has tried this a million times. It's gonna be like, dude, you're just trying this now? It kind of has like a rice consistency. I've already decided I'm gonna mix this with a little bit of syrup and have kind of like a little sweet dessert thing here before bed. I did a cup of it dry, so that's about 20 grams of protein is what it said on there. So this could be a pretty sweet super grain for future use if I like it. So I just tried it, and it literally just tastes like brown rice, like a little bit thicker brown rice. I might have to use this at some point, but I've committed. We're gonna do a little bit of syrup tonight. So I'm doing like a little bit over a tablespoon there, mixing it in there, and this is a little bit over 600 calories. I'm also gonna throw a couple of dates in here, and that's gonna be it for tonight. Peach progress. It's actually looking pretty good. They're getting pretty big and full, and this tree is filled with them, ton of them. Thank you guys for coming in and checking out this full day eating. Appreciate you guys always coming in and supporting. I definitely have like a lot of different video ideas I want to bring to the channel. I realize I do a lot of full day eating, so I would like to change up that. If you have any video ideas, I'd love to hear them. Next week, I do have some stuff that is going to be a little bit different coming up on the channel, so be excited for that. That's coming. If you guys want to try out this challenge yourself, you can do so by just downloading the app. I'll put a link in the description. And I also get to challenge 2 people, so I'm going to challenge Vegan Gains and Maddie Limburner to the Daily Dozen Challenge. So I hope you guys have fun with this one. If you enjoyed this video, my friends, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. And subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Team Beyond the Week, CT.
Lift heavy or die MIRIN, motherfucker.
Team Beyond the Week.
CT. Lift heavy or die